The arrogance of conquest. The Zanati fleet hung in low orbit, an armada of sleek black metal shaped like the fangs of some celestial predator. Earth turned lazily below, cloud-covered and oblivious. Supreme Commander Jaltun stood on the bridge of the dreadnought Varnaxis, hands clasped behind his segmented back. His mandibles clicked softly in satisfaction as holograms flared before him. Global scans, troop deployments, atmospheric readings. Primitive. Disorganized. Pathetic. Report. He barked. Orbital suppression complete, replied Subcommander Tirak. Satellites neutralized. Electromagnetic blackout initiated across the northern hemisphere. Their resistance networks are fractured. Jaltun nodded, his spine crest flexing. As expected, begin the planetary landings. Let the humans see the sky burn. Thousands of troop carriers detached from the fleet, descending like steel locusts. They screamed through the atmosphere, their hulls glowing as they ripped through the blue and crashed into Earth's cities. New York, Berlin, Tokyo, Delhi, Rio. Jaltun watched the invasion unfold with detached amusement. The humans would kneel, as every lesser species had. What were they but mammals clinging to stone and superstition? On the surface, the first boots hit the ground, three-clawed and armored, marching in precise formation. Zanati soldiers, genetically enhanced and raised for war, moved through the ruins of Manhattan. Fires burned where their kinetic bombardments had landed. Civilians ran. Soldiers fell. Resistance was sporadic, weak, until it wasn't. Jaltun's smile faded as red markers began to flicker across the holomap. So, Tirak said, confused. We're receiving unexpected casualties. Unit 5A neutralized. 7C overwhelmed. They're improvising. Images streamed in, humans with rifles, yes, but also Molotovs, EMPs, jury-rigged explosives. A garage door dropped on a Zanati patrol, slicing them in half. A subway ambush turned an entire squad into smoking wreckage. Children threw bricks. Grandmothers aimed shotguns. They fought like animals. No coordination. No discipline. Just fury. Jaltun's claws tightened. How are they adapting so quickly? He hissed. They should be cowering. An intercepted transmission blared through the comms. Someone broadcasting from an unknown source. A woman's voice, ragged but defiant. To every invader listening, you thought Earth was yours to take. You thought wrong. We're not done. We're not dead. And we sure as hell aren't surrendering. Jaltun stared at the audio feed in disbelief. Then he saw something that chilled even his war-hardened soul. A human charging a Zanati war mech with nothing but a homemade spear, only to explode a hidden vest of plastique when he got close enough. The mech toppled. The man died smiling. This wasn't war. This was something older, raw. Not a people defending territory. These were creatures defending their home. Jaltun turned from the display. Recalculate, reassess, and find that voice. Yes, Supreme Commander, Tirak said, eyes wide. The invasion had begun, but it was not the easy conquest the Zanati expected. It was the beginning of a war they did not understand. The fire beneath our feet. The old Chicago subway tunnels had become a lifeline, a dark, foul-smelling artery pumping resistance fighters through the city's ruined skeleton. Captain Maya Reed crouched in the flickering glow of a salvaged lantern, wiping grease from her hands as her squad prepped their next ambush. She'd once been a U.S. Marine. Now she was just another ghost in the rubble. "We're good on charges," she asked, voice low but firm. 4 IEDs, 2 EMP spikes, 1 borrowed alien disruptor, replied Ramos, her tech specialist, nodding toward the equipment laid out on a filthy blanket. "It's not pretty, but it'll do the job." Maya checked her rifle, old, dented, but still functional. The same could be said for humanity. Above ground, the Zanati controlled the streets with armored walkers and bioscanning drones. But underground, in the sewers and ruins, the fight belonged to humans. The aliens couldn't handle Earth's chaos. Their rigid tactics faltered in the face of human improvisation. Maya's squad moved silently through a maintenance shaft and emerged into the wreckage of a department store. Half a block away, A Zanati command unit stood at a temporary base, an armored drop pod surrounded by sensor pylons and 4 guards with plasma rifles. Timer set. Maya asked. Ramos nodded. EMP in 60. We go on flash. They watched. Waited. The first boom was faint, an explosion in a storm drain 2 blocks over. A decoy. The Zanati twitched but held position. Then, a sharp crack. The EMP spike went off, and the air shimmered as alien tech sizzled and shorted. The sensor pylons dropped instantly. Go! Maya's team surged forward. Firebombs flew. Gunfire cracked. The aliens reacted too slowly, too methodically. One by one, they fell, cut down by bullets, knives, and a repurposed nail gun. Ramos jammed the disruptor into the pod's main interface, flooding it with corrupted data. Within seconds, the base's systems went haywire. Lights flared, weapons discharged, and a storage cell exploded, sending alien gear flying. Maya stewed over the wreckage, catching her breath. Take everything. Move before they regroup. As her team scavenged, she pulled out a battered transmitter, patched into what remained of the old emergency broadcast system, and hit record. This is Captain Maya Reed, Chicago Free Resistance. The Zanati think they've broken us, but we're still here. Every street they take, we burn it under them. Every city they claim, we turn into a trap. We don't run. We fight. We adapt. We survive. And we will win. She sent the broadcast. Short, clear, defiant. Later that night, a Zanati command ship intercepted the signal and flagged it as a threat level upgrade. Jaltun watched the replay in silence. Primitive tech, crude tactics, muttered Tirak, but relentless. Jaltun said nothing. But for the first time, a sliver of doubt crept into his mind. This wasn't going to be a clean conquest. This was going to be a war of attrition. And Earth was far from broken. Blood in the orbitals. The sky was on fire. From the hidden resistance base beneath the ruins of what used to be Chicago, Captain Maya Reed watched the distant streaks of explosions as the remnants of Zanati ships fell to Earth. Her lips curled into a thin smile. They had done it. They'd hit back hard. Maya adjusted the black tactical vest over her worn combat gear and gripped the rifle slung across her back. The others were waiting. Her squad, once a mishmash of survivors from across the world, now a unified force, had accomplished the impossible. They'd stolen a Zanati warship and learned how to fight back. They'd infiltrated the orbital stations above, and now, their virus was spreading through the alien fleet's command systems. The countdown's almost done, said Liam, her second-in-command, his face lit by the green glow of a terminal screen. One more strike, Captain, and we'll have them. Maya nodded, her heart racing with a mix of fear and adrenaline. They'd stolen this alien technology, adapted to it in record time. But this mission? This was the one that would either break the Zanati's hold on Earth or seal their fate. We don't get another shot at this, Maya said, turning to face her team. We take out their central command. We wipe their orbitals. And we leave them nothing. Her voice was steady, even though her mind buzzed with 1,000 scenarios. The Zanati were learning. They were starting to adapt. But this was it. The time to hit hard and hit fast had arrived. High above, in the shadow of a cloud-streaked Earth, the Zanati flagship Varnaxis loomed. Jaltun, standing in his command center, watched his fleet begin to scramble in response to the chaos spreading below. His lips tightened as he flicked through holographic feeds of his ships plummeting from orbit, one after another. They are deliberate, Jaltun muttered, his mandibles clicking in frustration. But they cannot win. We will burn their cities. We will burn their homes. So, Tirak interrupted, his voice tight with urgency. Their virus, it's spreading through our fleet. Systems are malfunctioning. Find the source, Jaltun snarled. Now! Back on Earth, Maya and her team prepared for the final phase. They had infiltrated the main Zanati orbital station, an imposing structure held together by magnetic fields and alien engineering. Their mission, to plant explosives in the central hub, upload the virus, and disable the fleet's command structure. She moved swiftly through the hangar bay, checking the pulse of each soldier. Stay sharp. Once we breach the core, there's no turning back. The countdown timer flashed in her helmet's HUD. They had 10 minutes. With a muffled explosion, a Zanati patrol burst through the doorway. Maya didn't hesitate. She led her team into action, precise and deadly, each shot a calculated strike. The Zanati soldiers fell with unnatural speed, their armor cracking under the human weapons. As they planted the final explosive in the central control room, Maya glanced at the screen that had appeared in front of her. Virus uploaded. Fleet control lost. For a moment, there was silence. Then the station trembled. It's done, Maya breathed. Back in orbit, Jaltun's expression was dark with disbelief. His fleet was unraveling, piece by piece. He was losing control. And that voice, the one that had been broadcasting humanity's defiance, echoed in his mind, louder than ever. You thought you could conquer us. We'll make you regret it. The fury of Earth. The ground shook beneath Maya's boots as she sprinted through the crumbling streets of the former capital, Washington, D.C. Above her, the sky burned with the wreckage of a fallen Zanati warship, its massive frame breaking apart as it crashed into the Atlantic. Another victory, another symbol of Earth's resistance. But there was no time for celebration. We're almost there. Captain, Liam's voice crackled in her comms. We've got just enough firepower to make it count. Maya didn't answer, her focus narrowing to the mission at hand. The final confrontation was coming. The Zanati had burned cities, slaughtered innocents, but the tide was turning. Earth wasn't the broken world they had expected. It was a powder keg, and humanity was the fuse. Now, the time had come to strike the final blow. They reached the outskirts of the Zanati fortress, the last bastion of their invasion. A colossal structure, an alien war machine designed to crush any resistance. But Maya and her team had one final plan: to breach the core, destroy the alien leadership, and cripple their entire campaign. And this time, they wouldn't be caught off guard. Through the thick smoke, Maya saw the silhouette of the alien stronghold. Gunfire erupted in the distance, and the sounds of battle filled the air. Human forces from every corner of the world, soldiers, rebels, and civilians alike, fought side by side, united in a way they never had been before. The resistance wasn't just about survival anymore. It was about retaliation. Vengeance. Maya's heart hammered in her chest as they approached the gates. She could see the Zanati soldiers lining up in perfect formation, their towering figures poised for battle. But Maya's team didn't hesitate. They charged, weapons raised, their fury contagious. For every life lost, for every home destroyed, they fought back harder. The Zanati met them with fire, but humanity's will was stronger. A soldier hurled an explosive toward a group of aliens, while another used a flamethrower to melt through their armored defenses. Maya and her squad advanced, cutting through their ranks with a relentless intensity. Inside the fortress, chaos reigned. Jaltun, now leading from the depths of his command center, watched the mayhem unfold on his monitors. His once calm demeanor had cracked. The humans were everywhere, adapting, outthinking his forces at every turn. They are animals, Jaltun growled, slamming his fist onto the console. How can they keep fighting like this? One of his subcommanders, blooded from battle, stepped forward. They don't know how to stop, Commander. They fight for survival, for revenge. They are not what we expected. The realization hit Jaltun hard. His pride, his belief in the superiority of the Zanati, had blinded him to one simple truth. Humanity didn't just want to survive. They wanted to win. Maya and her squad reached the central chamber. As they breached the doors, Jaltun stood in front of his war console, rage in his eyes. You should have left, Maya said, her voice cold and steady. You should have never come here. With a single motion, she fired, sending the blast straight into Jaltun's chest. He fell to the ground, lifeless, his reign of conquest finally over. Outside, the Zanati forces began to retreat. Their commander was gone, their fleet crippled, and Earth, despite the odds, had won. The battle for Earth had ended, but Maya knew this victory would echo through the galaxy for generations to come. Humanity wasn't just a survivor. It was a force to be reckoned with.